Welcome, travelers, to my realm of nightmares. Allow me to be your personal assistant. Come in, take a seat, get comfortable. For when you step into my realm, there's no stepping out.
I am making this post because I want to help my fellow truckers. Hopefully word gets around. I know we see a lot of stuff, but this is different. I've been trucking for less than a year when this happened. I just gotten used to the long hours and how to occupy my time. Mostly, I listen to horror stories and VTubers, PA Nightmares, Seraphine, the Midnight Bard, Madam Raven, and Milky Way being my favorites. Always someone or something to listen to, you know? So at the time, I thought perhaps I had stayed up a little too late listening to one of them or something, because I saw a huge, shadowy black dog run across 4 lanes of traffic, and no one on the road seemed to react to it, despite it looking like it could have sideswiped over a dozen cars doing so. I blinked and rubbed my eyes, and it was gone. Just gone. Well, I decided I had been up for too long and decided to pull over until the next truck stop I could. The place I found was a nice little area, room for several rigs to park, pumps catering just to them, and a little diner. So, after taking a minute to update my logbooks, I headed into the diner. Might as well get some food before sleeping, right? So I get in, and it is about what you expect of a small-town diner, and it was pretty packed though. I took it to mean they had good food. I placed my order, and I sat down to wait on it, and an older man came up to me, looking to be about in his 50s or so. "Hey there, mind if an old trucker joined you? Not many places to sit," he said with a soft, tired smile. "Sure, I just got in myself," I said, gesturing for him to sit. He did, and as he did, I asked him on a whim, "Say, have you heard of any accidents out there involving a big black dog?" He got a look of concern on his wizened face. "No. Why? You seen one, son?" Yeah. The thing ran across 4 lanes of traffic, a bit ahead of my rig, but no one seemed to notice it but me. I was wondering if it maybe escaped from somewhere or had caused an accident since I pulled over. He took a sip of his coffee before replying, "Good thing you did, 'cause you may not be as tired as you think you are." I raised an eyebrow as a waitress brought out my food. "Thank you, ma'am," I said with a nod to her. "How did you know I thought I was just tired?" Taking a bite of his biscuits and gravy before replying this time, "Well, that is what my buddy thought when we saw it years ago. I take it you've never heard of the black dog, son?" "Nope, can't say I have." Which was odd, because between all the horror and cryptid vids I listened to, I thought I had just heard about everything. "A pity, but I can't say I'm surprised. Not many truckers sit and talk as we are now. It used to be much more common, but tech has made it less so. With that, there's been less stories shared and some knowledge lost, it seems. Let me tell you about the black dog and the story that happened to me and my buddy of mine," he said, pushing his fork around his plate a little before actually taking another bite. "The big black dog is a trucking myth, a real sentient omen, or something. It is said if you see it, you either need to pull over as soon as you can, or you will die. Or, sometimes if you see it, it is too late. You're going to die. Others say it takes seeing it 3 times before the fatal accident occurs. It was 3 times for my buddy and me. We were doing a quick cross-country haul. One of those paired drivers, no stop to sleep details, you know? So I was driving, it was late at night, and down a stretch of lonely desert highway, not a car on the road. Now, my buddy was about to get some sleep while I drove, and we saw it dash across the highway. We looked at each other, and we both knew the question. I must be more tired than I thought, he said to me. I wanted it to be tiredness, but I knew better. Someone told me of the black dog, as I'm telling you now. So I said back to him, "You're not as tired as you think you are. I'll sell it too." And I think we both know what it was. "Don't be so suspicious. It was a coyote, nothing more," he retorted back. And I said to him, "You know, you don't really believe that. We should pull over and wait until morning." Now, the thing you need to understand is that we were getting paid well for this haul. And there was a bonus the faster we got it delivered. Now, my buddy, he has a kid in the way, new wife, and a new house. He could have really used the money. I think that is why we pushed so hard on this one. So, he said to me, "Look, if you just be extra careful, it will be fine. There is not a car on the road, after all, and not a thing round for miles." I don't like it, but I'm willing to chance fate for my buddy. Besides, one time was not supposed to kill you, so I agreed. Fine, get some rest in. So I continued driving. Now, I drove for a good while. Must have been something like 8 or 9 hours. At that point, I was hungry and had to go to the bathroom. Now, also around that time, my buddy woke up. I told him we were going to make a pit stop for some food and such, then change up. Well, we drove chatting for about a half an hour and saw it again. This time, I turned my head away from the highway for a second, and it was in the middle of it. I turned to my buddy to see if he saw it. His eyes were wide, but when I looked back, it was gone. I made up my mind then. We were stopping for the day at the rest stop up ahead. Well, at least I thought we were going to anyways. At that moment, my food came. The waitress brought my food and my bill, as well as the bill of my companion. She smiled and sat down. "There you go. Enjoy, fellas." "Thank you, ma'am," I replied. "Thank you," my companion simply replied before eating more of his food and continuing as I began to eat mine. So, we arrived at the truck stop about 45 minutes later, and I was glad to pull over. But as I did, I saw it again. It was sitting next to the highway, just as one would pull out of the truck stop. I pointed it out to my buddy, but he insisted it was just a big dog. Looking back, I wondered if he was hard-headed or afraid. Doesn't matter, I guess. So he pulled in, and my buddy went to get out, but I stopped him. "Hold there for a minute. We need to have a word. You saw it, same as me. Not once, but 3 times. You know what that means. We can't continue. Bonus be damned, it ain't worth our lives." "No, we can do it. We just need to be careful and get more sleep. It's a series of coincidences, and us being tired and hungry. Nothing more. I ain't gonna let some superstition cheat me out of that bonus. You know damn well I need it with a kid on the way." "Yeah, and your kid and your wife need you more than the money." He sighed. "Look, can we talk about this after we get some food in us? We will have a minute or two to calm down." "Fine. I hope you come to your senses by then." We both went to the restroom. We went to get some hot food out of McDonald's, and we sat there and ate. It must have been about 10 minutes or so. Now, while we were eating, I had cooled down. I had decided I wasn't going any further. I would get a room at the motel across the road and find a way home if I had to, but I would not travel anymore for at least a full day. So when we finished eating, my buddy asked, "So, what do you say? Ready to hit the road again and finish this?" "No." "What do you mean, no?" "Just that. I ain't going anywhere until this time tomorrow." "Come on, you gonna let superstition get in the way now? Sooner we get gone, the sooner we get this done and over with." Looking back, I kinda wish I'd fought harder. Made him stay, you know? I kinda regret what I said and not doing it now. At the time, it seemed like the right thing to do. Look, I know you need that bonus, but I can't go with you. If you want to go, you go without me. I'll get a room here and wait for you. You can have my half of the bonus, but I ain't going. Not this time. He sighed again. I don't know if it was frustration or resignation, but the last thing he said to me was, "Fine, wait here. I will be back in a couple of days to pick you up." As you probably guessed by now, he never did. I waited a solid week and nothing. I ended up calling our destination, and they were shocked to hear from me. My buddy never made the delivery. Turns out he was under an overpass when the whole thing collapsed on him. The shipment was half destroyed. The cab was a total wreck. It was assumed, pending an investigation, that we had both died. I caught a ride back home and used the insurance money to get a new rig. Never found out what happened to my buddy's family, but there it is. I stared at him for a second, finishing my food as he went back to eating. "Sorry to hear about your friend." He nodded his thanks. "Thank you for telling me. I had no idea." "Sure thing, son," he said as he finished up. "Do me and my buddy a favor. Tell others you meet about the black dog. Maybe you'll save a life." He began to get up and put money on the table. "Sure thing." I stopped. "Let me get this. Least I can do for you telling me your story and saving my life." He smiled, a tired smile. "Thank you. You should get some rest. Hang about here for a day or two and be safe out there." I put my money on the table, covering our meals and a good tip. "You too, man. You too." That was the story he told me. If you are reading this post or hearing this story and you are a trucker, take note. It could save your life. Tonight's story was The Black Dog by Cat Lionheart. If you enjoyed this story, please check out their links. They're an amazing author, and I really think you'd like their stuff. Also, I now have merch. If you would like to walk around representing my realm and gaining new travelers, the links will be in the description below. As always, I want to say a special thank you to my amazing Patreons. 242 Reads, Rando Calrissian, Pam, Silver Threads, Seraphine, the Midnight Bard, Creepy Clown Girl, Mia Mina, Philia Noctis, and Hair-Raising Narratives. If you'd like to join these lovely travelers by the light of my fire, you can do so by becoming a Patreon as well. The support is always appreciated, but never expected. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're new, as it really helps push this video out into the algorithm.
But as always, travelers, once you step into my realm, there's no stepping out.